Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from High Branch Brewing Company out of Concord, North Carolina. This is part of their Little Man Tate series, which is a fruited Gose series. This one is with raspberries and tangerines. And like all of the other ones, it is a 5.0 ABV. I've not had this one before. Tangerines and raspberries is definitely an interesting combination. So I'm excited to crack this open and see what we got. And I actually haven't drinking any beers from this series in a little while, so I'm glad to revisit it because I usually like them because they're not overly fruited. They still have a good beer quality to them. So let's see how this one stacks up. So it pours a pretty nice ruby red to all pinkish. I guess it's darker than pinkish. It's like dark pink to ruby red, almost into a purple. There's pretty much no head. That's so funny. Like that whiff I took was like the first split second was 100% raspberry, and then immediately your brain goes, "Oh, wait a minute, no, that's orange juice," and but then it's like, no, it's raspberry. Like that's really weird. Like I am 100% picking up both things, but they're not separate. They're kind of combining to make their own aroma. That's really weird. I mean, I guess if I'm picking up both, they're technically separate, but I feel like if I just went like that real quick, I don't know. I don't know if I would guess raspberry or orange. You have to take a big whiff to get both, but you definitely get both. But it just from the aroma, it definitely smells like a 50-50 split, which is a good thing in my opinion. If you're gonna, advertise two fruits, I want to taste both of them. I'm not really getting any like grainy quality underneath at all. It's pretty fruit forward. Okay. So the I would say the flavor is leaning more towards raspberry than tangerine. It's not dominant, but I would say it's definitely the stronger flavor. I'd say it's kind of like a maybe 2/3 to 1/3, or I don't even know if I don't even know if I go that far. Maybe 60-40 split. um, so raspberry, it's kind of like the aroma, where the raspberry is the flavor that you get up front, but then after you swallow it, you get this big like citric acid. It's not that tart, but just this big citric acid orangey flavor in the back end. So they're definitely very separated flavors. It's not like the aroma; they were kind of melting together. In the flavor, it's like all raspberry, and then you swallow, and then it's like a big wash of like orange peel and like fresh orange juice. Yeah, it's really the same way when I went back in for another taste. It's kind of a cool thing, sometimes with these multiple fruited things, like if you throw in a bunch of tropical fruits, you kind of just get that generic tropical taste. But these guys, they seem to like. Of course, if you're doing different berries, it's kind of a generic berry flavor. But they tend to mix fruits that you wouldn't necessarily see together, and they work most of the time. That's what I think is cool. Um, like raspberry and tangerine, which is essentially orange or something close to it. Those two flavors you don't really see that much together. Or if there was something like, I'm trying to think of a good example, like banana and black currant or something like that. I mean, they haven't done banana versions, but anyways, that's a good example of two fruits you wouldn't really normally see together in any type of drink, let alone like a fruited kettle sour. Um, but it definitely really works here. Neither one of them. It's like the raspberry is a little stronger, but neither one of them is completely laying on top of the other one. They're both very present. Now when I burped, like I got that citric acid from the orange, and it was all orange. That's really cool. Uh, there is a little bit of a grainy cereal note on the back end of this, but it's less than most of the other ones. And I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of fruit in it. I think it's that citric acid character that's kind of overshadowing that. I think it's if this was just raspberry and this base beer, I feel like you would definitely taste that more. But I think that the citric acid on the back end is kind of covering that up. Which normally I kind of like tasting that, but in this it really works because it allows you to get a good experience with both fruits, so I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of. I've probably had like 6 or 7 of these now, and they've all been, of course the base is similar, but I like just the different blends of fruits that they try to do, and this is another unique one, but this one might be the most unique out of all of them. I think it's a really cool blend, and this is one that I would probably want to drink more often than any of the other ones. Just because they're two polar. I don't want to say polar opposites. They're not that far apart, but they're definitely very different fruits that you don't see together often, and it just works. Like a good example of sometimes when something doesn't work, they did a vanilla orange, I guess, tried like a creamsicle version of their barrel aged Miller Ice, and I was not a fan of that. That was just a weird thing that didn't really work. This works, and this honestly might be my favorite one. I don't know. There might be other one that I liked better, but I honestly can't think of all of them in general off the top of my head. So I would say, though, I don't remember enjoying one this much in a while. So I definitely really hope that they make this again. On my scale of buy, drink, dump, pretty sure it's obvious about what I've been saying. This is definitely a buy. And I think these are $16, $17 a 4-pack. So, $4 to $4.50 a can. Definitely worth it. It's just something unique that I haven't seen, like a raspberry orange kettle sour before. Not that it's anything earth-shattering and like crazy that they did. They didn't, reinvent the wheel, but it's just a combination you don't normally see, and it works. So I like that. But I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.